Hi, I wanted to talk a little bit about my painting, Hiding in the Himalayas. It's a painting of a snow leopard, obviously. Snow leopards are, as you may or may not know, one of the most elusive, rarely seen creatures in the wild. Very few people have seen them in the wild. They're an endangered species. It's estimated that maybe as few as 2,500 individuals are actually reproducing in the wild. They live in extremely remote, high altitude areas. And it's this sort of elusiveness that kind of was the concept, if you will, behind this painting. And the name, Hiding in the Himalayas. I wanted to really try to create or pay homage, if you will, to that elusiveness. So I was able to have a little fun with the painting, frankly. As you can see, it's all muted tones. The part of the beauty of the snow leopard is it's gray and white coloration. Well, so I used, of course, gray rocks, and so to make that sort of general tonality sort of equivalent across the entire painting. We in the West read from left to right, so normally our eyesights will generally look from left to right, so that's why I placed the snow leopard off to the right, so it's the last thing you see in the painting. As you look at the painting, your eyes should be start off to the left and follow the sight lines to our quarry. So it's kind of led into the snow leopard. The snow leopard itself, normally what you would do is I would create a landscape and then put the animal within the camouflage within the landscape. Here I actually started with the animal and had a little fun then creating a landscape around him. So if you'll see, for instance, or notice, there's a real sense of concentric circles around the snow leopard here, mostly defined by the folds in the skin. So to play with that a little bit, I would continue that in the curvature of the rocks here, suggested as it goes out. I then continue that later with the grasses to kind of create that sort of circular effect. Also, you'll see these patches that are indicative of or common to the snow leopard, those white patches. Those are reflected in the patches of snow here. The last thing, which again, I just had a little fun with, is you see these specks. There's a lot of speckled spots in the face of the snow leopard. That flecking, those spots are all reflected down here in the rocks too, as you'll see. So it's all sort of reflective of the animal, and not reflective of the environment, but the environment's reflective of the animal. Actually, the only color in the painting of any substance is the pink nose and the green eyes. And that was simply to finally reveal his location, if you will. The subject matter, or the model for this painting, is a snow leopard by the name of Kara. Kara has now since passed on, but she was a favorite down at the St. Louis Zoo, favorite of the big cat zookeepers, I'm told. Actually, copies of this painting are I believe, down in the zookeeper's area there in the big cat area of the St. Louis Zoo. So, in that sense, Kara lives on.